Hey, we're back. This is Laura Miller with Sheen Talk Live. Thank you guys who have been joining us. Haven't we had an amazing show today? Our set list has been bananas. Today, our next guest is no exception. I need all of you ladies to make sure your temperature is checked. You are calm. Your environment is comfortable because our next guest, you're gonna love it. It's a special treat. Hold on, he is not here yet. So today, we've got to speak with Sierra Gates from Love and Hip Hop, the mogul. She's taught us how to make $3,000 in 30 days. We've spoken with TJ Jackson. That was who we just got done with. His album Obsession, his acoustic single is being released tomorrow. We talked to Reggie and his wife, Liv Bush. They've taught us a lot of things about marriage. They were amazing. Everybody was just really awesome. And I thank you guys for joining today. Like, super brilliant people. Hi there. How is everybody? I see everybody's in. Are you guys ready for Christian Keys? Have you told your girlfriend? Yes, Miss Drea Love. Not 3,000, 30,000 in 30 days. You guys got to go back to that live because she drops off that information there too. It's in the stories right now. So if you missed any of our lives today, you are more than welcome to go into the stories and catch those and check them out. They'll be out for the next 24 hours so you can see those. And yes, rap music, I am your girlfriend. Yes. So he is coming in soon, and do us a favor. Share this live with everyone that you know. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, TJC. So let all your girlfriends know. Anybody that's ever seen Christian Keys in anything, anybody who's a fan of his, go share this live right now so they know he's coming, because we're going to talk to him. We're going to ask him some questions. I'll make sure to leave some room in the interview so you guys can ask him questions as well. And it's going to be bananas. He is my boo-bae. He is. I really love him. I do. I'm a huge fan also. So you guys will probably need to help me out, because if I just end up turning into a giggling schoolgirl, it'll be because it's Christian Keys. I mean, seriously. We already know. Y'all already know. Yes, he would. I have followed him since the Medea plays too. Like, yes, he's been everywhere. Did you guys want to drop your favorite show or movie that he's been in? Because he has a lot of them. I know I was introduced to him in For Your Love on the BET series that he was on. Yes, I love that. Yes, Miss Stacy, I'm telling you, sometimes, like, and I get the luxury, and don't get me wrong, being a journalist is an amazing job, and you get to see some people that you maybe crushed on since you were growing up, but yeah, this one, it's going to be great. Black Coffee, The Good Life, yes. Saints and Sinners, he is amazing in Saints and Sinners. Man in 3B was crazy, right? That was crazy. In Contempt, yes, he has been on that. That was another amazing show. And it's insane because he was really good in that in the show. I don't know. Honestly, I wish I understood how shows were able to get kept, basically how we were able to keep shows, because there are got a lot of good shows that get canceled and I just never understand why. Act Like You Love Me, that's a good one. Perfect Combination, also another good one. Medea Goes to Jail, the play, yes. And don't you guys remember when they had the Medea and they had the little headset microphone? Those were crazy. Like, those were one of my favorites. And wait, here he is. Hold on, I see him. We're going to bring him out, ladies. Get ready. Holding for the live. Hi there.
How are you?
I am better now. How are you?
Good, good. I was trying to figure out this little mechanical tripod thing, and I'm not very tech savvy, so I apologize.
That's okay. You've been going live almost every day. I'm surprised you haven't figured it out yet.
No, I've been going. Let me see. Probably a couple more interviews have popped up now that we're slowing down, which I
Hmm.
appreciate. But usually I try to keep mine to like Sundays.
Okay. Yeah, I don't like to work on Sundays. That's a different variation for me.
Yeah, it's not really work. It's I get a chance to vibe with the people who are the reason that I have a job. So that's
Yeah.
fun. Yeah.
So while you were away, we were looking and we were talking about some of the favorite things we've seen you in.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people love you in Man in 3B. That was definitely good. And it's
Thank you.
available on Netflix right now, so you guys can check that out after this live.
Mm-hmm.
And Saints and Sinners, which is great.
Love Sense and Sense.
I
Love
love
working
that
with
show.
Vanessa Bell Calloway, Clifton Powell. That whole cast is great. The whole crew, the
Yeah, Trey
network.
Chaney is like one of my favorite people. I
That's
love
my
him.
guy. That's
Yeah,
that's
he's
my
the
guy right
nicest
there.
guy.
From back on. Matter of fact, during quarantine, I re-binged The Wire, so I
Yes.
got to see his early work. So yeah, Trey's my guy.
Yeah, he's the coolest.
Yeah.
So let me give you your flowers. I give everybody that comes on, I read their like brief bio so they can understand how amazing they are to their face, right?
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So you've been in 911, Saints and Sinners, recently Young and the Restless.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. You've been in, you wrote 2 books. You have
Ladies Night, and Dr. Feelgood. I can run and grab them for you. Rip. Hold time.
Go get those books. Yes. He went to get the books, y'all. That's where he went. That's okay. We'll be back when he gets here. We're not leaving.
Okay, I got one.
There you go.
And then I think I got. Where are my other ones? Doggone it.
You're supposed to have them like propped up in your bedroom all the time. Like they're supposed to be like close to wherever you are. You're supposed to have copies everywhere.
That would be so cheesy if I just had them laying around all the time. So
No, that's
ladies
marketing.
night, ladies, you're right, but don't nobody be here. We in quarantine. Ain't nobody supposed to.
That's
Dr.
fair.
Feelgood is my second book. And my mentor Carl Weber is my publisher, and Ladies Night was my first book.
So you also sing.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're just a Renaissance creative in a sense.
I like to create. I feel like it feeds me. Like it's I feel like if anybody that's watching, if you want to paint, take lessons and paint, and like don't have ASS it. Do it. Go buy the canvas, learn how to wrap and make your own canvases and paint. I used to do it as a kid, and I wish I had not stopped that and piano lessons because I crave that now. So now I want to try to get back into both of those. But I feel like if you have a passion for something, I feel like God will make a way for it, but we got to do our part.
Absolutely. And the questions are going crazy already. And one of them
get involved with some of the questions. Come on with the questions.
One
I'm
of them
sorry
that
if I look
stuck
like
out is
I know I look like an El Salvadorian. He had a haircut in a month and a half, but
don't do us, Christian Keys. You know you look good all the time. Don't play me.
Listen, my hair ain't been this long since 2004,
Yeah.
2003. Because my character is like, if you start shooting a show and you have a certain hairstyle,
Yeah,
for
you have to
continuity
keep
purposes, you have to keep that. And then the next time the season comes back around, that season might pick up like maybe 2 weeks later. So I can't come in with a fro or with braids or nothing like that, So I've kind of had like a shorter or a similar hairstyle at least for the last, I don't know, some years. But yeah, it ain't been this long. It's only because of quarantine.
And you look good. Like you don't have a lot of gray. I know you've seen on Instagram like Father Time caught up with a lot of celebrities while we were in quarantine.
I ain't gonna talk about nobody. I'm just gonna say that Father Time is undefeated. But I'm grateful that he's gracious to me.
Yes. So I wanted to. The question was, where are you from? I know the answer, but I'd like you to share.
I'm originally from Flint, Michigan. I was born in Detroit. Um, and most of the foster homes that I was in were in Flint, Michigan. A couple were in Pontiac, but probably 10 or 11 of them were in Flint. So between age 11 and 20,
Mm.
I was in Flint, 11 and 19. And yeah, I grew up there. I mean, Flint raised me. So I got all the good stuff, bad stuff, and everything in between really, really happened in Flint.
Yeah.
So
all of the good stuff and bad stuff in between the time that you were in foster care, when did you kind of discover creativeness? When did you discover your creativity? How did you come to it?
I always had, I wrote, like, a song hit me when I was 12. So probably like 6th grade, the whole song in English class. Like, I had been humming the melody and I couldn't shake it. And I mean, chorus, first verse, chorus, second verse, bridge, out. I was like, whoa, what was that? And, I didn't want to tell anybody about it because it was, it was weird and I felt it was a little nerdy and whatever. And I didn't understand the creative process. And sometimes it happens like that. You might say a word, or, you might have, let's say you have some old school door knocker earrings on, and I may see that and that may inspire like a song, it literally may, it may inspire something. Now, I didn't understand that back then. So I started to be a little less fearless, or excuse me, a little more fearless with it, and less afraid of it, and started to go with it. I started to write more, fell in love with music completely. And yeah, and then after college, a few years after college, I started modeling. Then I went to acting. My brother Lee, I have 3 brothers, Pernell, JR, and Lee. And Lee had tried out for Passions, this old school soap opera. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to compete with my big brother because I love him. So let me try theater, because he ain't gonna want to go do no theater. I'm like, I love this whole thing, and I sing, so let me try theater. And I booked the first theater production I ever auditioned for. Thank you, sir. And I jumped straight in classes, and it just kept rolling from there. It really did. I stayed in classes, like even now, like I still read books on acting technique. I still take classes when I can, improv classes or scene study classes or acting technique classes, just because I want to continue to grow. So.
Nice. So you mentioned piano. How long did you play?
I played, well, see, there's a 2-side thing to that. We had to cut her grass and pull her weeds. I forget her name, but she was a lady in the neighborhood, and she taught piano. But instead of my adopted mother at the time paying her, she was like, okay, well, the boys are, you'll get them piano lessons, and they'll cut your grass and pull your weeds. And I was like, I didn't want to do that.
Right.
So as soon as I could quit, I quit. And I regretted it probably right after college. I was like, man, I wish I would have stayed, because it's a good trait to have. And it's a whole nother, like, reading music is like calculus. It's like a whole nother language. But once you get it, you got it. So I'm taking piano lessons now online.
Listen, I played piano for like 7 or 8 years. And I played classical piano. So
yeah. So
I tell everybody, I quit right before Alicia Keys became famous. So imagine my disgust. I'm walking around here talking about, this is lame, gonna make do classical music, and then boom, John Legend and Alicia Keys becoming superstars, and I'm like, oh, that's salty. That's not fun.
But it's also still something you can get back into. We still on this side. Sure. As long as we on this side of the grass,
amen,
we can still get involved. So I take piano lessons online. I'm gonna do a session as soon as we get off here.
See?
I want to get back. I want to get back to that.
It's going to be like your hands are probably going to cramp up a little bit. The muscle memory is a little different, but yeah, you're going to have a good time though.
And I got basketball injuries. Like I got an antisocial pinky. It just be sitting over here on its own.
I got one of those.
I broke playing ball, and so I have to like straighten it out and press it on that key. But it's part of the process. Nothing is perfect. Nothing worth having is easy. So I'm with it. I'm here for it.
So you mentioned growing up in foster care,
Yeah.
and a lot of us know that that is not the easiest environment to be in, and
Mhm.
you've been vocal about your struggles through that. But you still managed to graduate high school and go to college and have
Mhm.
this very successful career. Like, what gave you the perseverance to keep moving throughout all of these things?
I can't take credit for none of that. I did have a few really good people in my life. I was adopted twice. The first one
Mm-hmm.
was kind of brutal. Mrs. Keys was abusive. The second person, Michelle Johnson, she was just like, hey, let's get in the, I was at my friend's house and she said, hey, let's get in the car and go yourself. And I was like, that's cool, Miss Johnson. I'll just stay at the foster home until it's time to go to college. And she was like, get in the car. We going to get your shit. Excuse my language.
Yeah.
And that was the adoption process. And 20 some years later, she's, they're still my family.
Nice.
So, I did, God, he allowed me to go through some stuff. Which I ain't blaming him either. That abuse was Mrs. Keys' fault. So, once
Right.
I learned to quit blaming me and then to take my power back and forgive her, then I started being, without sounding weird or arrogant, I started feeling more powerful because, I'm not dragging, I got more energy, and then spiritually I got more energy. If I'm not dragging all that hate and resentment for her, she beat the hell out of us. I'm talking about standing outside naked in the snow in Michigan in January at 9 years old. And I stole sometimes, but this particular time, I didn't even steal that money. And then like 10 minutes later, she come to get me, put me in a freezing cold shower. And she stand at the back, spank you back under the water when you got out, when you try to scoot out of the cold water, put me back outside, bring me back in, scalding hot shower. I mean, it was the stuff we went through was Antoine Fisher, Precious, all that, and some. It was brutal. I was a professional runaway by the time I was 10 years old.
Wow.
But I'll say I'm grateful for that because God allowed me to go through that, but still cover me through that enough to where I was hurting and I was beaten bloody sometimes, but he didn't let me, I didn't die from it. It made me a better parent. It made me more humble and more appreciative. And that's the main reason I'm grounded today. And I appreciate, all the blessings in my life because I know where I came from. I know what I've been through. And I know that, yeah, we're in quarantine, but it could always be worse. So I think
Absolutely
those lessons and, and mother, Michelle Johnson, she's mother, but mother, pulling me in and giving me a family that I had never had and aunties and, and a granny and just incredible extended family. And now I can, now my son has that. So
yeah.
I just think God was like, okay, I know you've been through hell over here, but I got some slices of heaven. If you just hold on, I'm going to situate you and get your situation situated. So just believe in me. So I think that was it. I have heavy duty faith. I always have. And I think as a result of the things that I've been through.
So do you just ever just find yourself in the position where you just go and shout somewhere? Like, I feel like you got a lot of shout moments that you...
Good and bad.
Specifically the good ones, because to
Yeah.
come that far and to be able to accomplish so much and still be able to stand up straight and parent and work and, do all that, that's a shout.
Listen, my Sunday morning hikes usually involve me being alone most times, with a heavy duty gospel playlist and a lot of crying. And just like I'm still here, and you've blessed me and you've covered me and kept me, and I, the times I almost died, I've been shot at 3 or 4 times. I've been jumped for being in the wrong neighborhood with the wrong people, and just crazy stuff, man. Car accidents that I shouldn't have walked away from. I was the only one walked away from.
Chosen.
And yeah, and that's just, it's just favor and grace. And so, yeah, my Sunday mornings, a lot of times, especially after this quarantine, it'll just be me walking up somebody's mountain, people walking past like, is he okay? He crying and shouting. Yes, Jesus. And I don't care what y'all say. I'm going to speak on it. I'm going to praise him. So I do have those moments. I absolutely do.
Yeah. So this is a very important question, and I'm gonna say it
Get
with a
in
very
there. Get in there.
face. When did you get that tattoo? You know which one I'm talking about.
The cross tattoo, I got it. Let me see. I got it. I was engaged like maybe 20 years ago. And when we finally broke up, because it kind of started falling apart, and she's a good woman, and I hope she's happy. I don't know where she is, but I hope God's blessing her. But it was like as soon as we got it, everything was great the first 3 years, but as soon as we got engaged, everything started falling apart. And finally, we decided that was it. So she sent the ring back, and that surprised me, but I knew that was it then. So I was like, okay, well, took it back to the store. They gave me some store credit. They gave me a little cash. So I got me some stuff at the store credit. Got me a little chain set, little bracelet, something. And then and I had been wanting to cover up this tattoo I had. I had a basketball on fire going through the hoop with my initials on the ball.
Yeah.
I love basketball. I fell in love with basketball in high school. So I was like, I don't want to be a grown man with a basketball on fire on my chest. So, and I was like, I can walk around proud if I got a cross on my chest. And I was like, it's the perfect cover up. So I drew the cross, and the guy did it for me. So that's the story behind it. And yeah, and I'm grateful for it. I'm actually, I think next week, if the guy is available, I'm actually going to get a fresh coat of paint on this one. Just because it's been about 20 years. So I want to freshen it up a little bit.
Yes. So the thing about you that I love is you go hard for Black women.
Yeah.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
We really do.
Y'all deserve it.
Thank you. I'm going to ask you one of the questions that I normally do on my blog, and I think you will answer. You're going to knock it out of the park. Can you give me 3 of your favorite things about Black women?
Easily. One is the favorite reason that I work with a brand that it's not mine. Sometimes people confuse that. Black Don't Crack isn't my brand. It's just I ran into a few years back a really dope sister that had trademarked and started a clothing company and a brand called Black Don't Crack. And immediately you'll think maybe aesthetically we don't, because we age well. That melanin God saw to go ahead and bless us. Be a blessing, Lord. So but her reason behind it was the resilience of Black people in general. And I love that, especially and particularly with Black women. Like, y'all, you don't get paid as much as us. Let's say corporate America. You currently, and it needs to change, but Black women don't get paid as much as Black men. They definitely don't get paid as much as white women, and they get paid way, way less than white men. And somehow y'all will still take whatever's coming in and hold a household together. And if that's not superhero-ish, I don't know what is. So I'm never ashamed to, shout y'all out. I celebrate all women. I march for women's rights. I took my son down there when the Me Too time's up, all of that, because it's important for him to know that, he's 17 now. He's also got to stand up. Because women's rights are human rights. So, but the resilience, I love that about Black women, because y'all just get it done. Y'all figure out a way to get it done. I love like I said, the aesthetic, the general aesthetic, the royalty of the Black woman. It doesn't mean that I'm saying that other ethnicities aren't dope, but with that comment that went crazy, it was just like, no, you're not gonna correct me like I made a typo.
Right, like I messed
it
up.
wasn't a typo. Black women really are superheroes. This ain't about you, Karen. Chill out. You get your moment all the time. Y'all included, your ethnicity is included in everything. Nobody celebrates, on a regular basis and lifts up the woman that makes 40, 50, 60, 70K a year. And nobody says every single day, you're beautiful, you're special, you're strong, you're a hero, you're a superhero. We love you, we need you, you holding this shit together. Thank you. And I ain't sorry, so, and I'm grateful it was received 99% of the way that I wanted it to. I didn't know it was gonna go crazy like it did, but I'm definitely not sorry. And I'm not moonwalking. I ain't backtracking on what I said. I said what I said.
Bless you for that. You
Thank
better
you.
preach.
Yeah.
That's unanimous for everybody that's on the line. We all agree. We appreciate that because, like you said, it's not commonplace for us. It's not something that we get a lot.
And it's something that we should do more. And it ain't, I'm not some simp. I ain't no kiss up. I ain't brown nosing. I was adopted twice after 12 to 15 foster homes, 3 group homes. 2 black women adopted me. The first one was rough, but she was still a black woman that took me to her home. The second one was Michelle Johnson. She is still my mother. She is absolutely a superhero. Absolutely, she saved my life. With her love, helped a lot of my depression heal, helped me forgive a lot of the people who had screwed me over and who had hurt me badly. It helped me stop blaming myself. And it gave me a safe place to evaluate, like, okay, what else can I fix in here? You know, and I did have a couple of them, you know, yelling at God moments and why am I still hurting and why am I still angry and, you know, why is work not coming in like I want it to be, stuff like that. But she absolutely is a superhero. I just talked to her the other day, and I'm probably gonna call her tomorrow or every Sunday, like I try to, just to make, you know, check on her because she getting up there. But yeah, she's a superhero. So y'all are superheroes. I just think black women are really, really dope, and you guys are royalty. So I think we need to do a better job as men of treating you guys like that, and not, you know, less calling women certain things and, you know, and sexualizing y'all. I mean, if that's something a woman does on her own, that's on her own. That's her choice. Not my business, but I don't think it's our place to keep belittling you or putting you in a box or compartmentalizing you guys to where you're just a sexy chocolate sex object. That's not cool. So we need to do a better job of raising y'all up so that way it's the norm.
Yes. So about that, one thing that resonates with me as it relates to you and your acting career is you tend not to take roles that are archetypal African-American male. So is it that because you have the stature that you have, you're being propositioned for the good roles, or is it that you're making this choice deliberately?
It's an intentional choice. I do get offered some stuff, and like as you go like 20 years in, you do have to say no to some things. Sometimes, and it's not all about the money. But sometimes the finances aren't right. Sometimes, like anything that I take now I feel like it needs to move the needle. It needs to challenge me intellectually, spiritually, and as an actor. It needs to be at least as artistic and creative and amazing as the last thing I did. At very least, hopefully, you know, maybe even more. But it needs to move the needle. I need to be making progress and growing as a human and as a creative. So I'll pass on stuff. And then there's certain things that I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to be the cocky beefcake that's shallow and he's just a cheater. There's no layers to that. You know, it's tough to bring layers to that. If he's just some pretty boy that's cheating and there's no redemption for the character, I probably won't, you know, regardless of the check, I probably won't play that role. Give the character a chance to, if I'm a bad guy, if I'm like a shady husband or boyfriend or abusive or something like that, is it in there for me to have to fight for the viewers, fight to get them back? Is there some redemption in there? Does the character grow, or is he just a jackass his whole life? You know, I'm just gonna be a jackass forever. I don't like those.
You have no growth.
Yeah, exactly. So I will pass on certain roles. I tend to like ones that are really well written. When I'm reading them, I'm like, man, this is good. So I do prefer those, and I try to stay away from, like, I won't play a rapist. I don't want to do that. I don't want to put that visual out there. I will play a serial killer. I will rob some banks in a TV movie or film or whatever. I will be an assassin. I am an assassin on Family Business. I only shoot bad people. But yeah, there's certain roles I won't take. So
you have a new pilot.
Yes.
That's on a major network. Come on with your show. Come on, Step. Yes. So you are going to be on NBC at that age, right?
Yes.
Is there anything you can tell us about that?
I don't know what all is in the press release. I'll just say it's centered around like a real estate type family business. Like, you know how Empire is centered around the music industry and record label? This one is
Mm-hmm.
more centered around real estate and buying properties and developing properties and maybe gentrification and the political influences of how you develop a city. And this is, this is a Black owned enormous real estate development company, and all the moving pieces and parts and the family beefs and everything. It's really well written and it's very intelligent. And I think if I say anything else more, I'm gonna get fired. So, but I think
Okay.
that even if I wasn't in it, I'd watch it. Like it was when I read it, I was like, "Ooh, I want to be. I want in this. I want to be in this." So it's really, really good.
So is Saints and Sinners coming back? What's
Yes,
happening with that?
yes.
So you're gonna do two jobs at once?
As soon as the apocalypse is over, we're scheduled to start shooting season 5.
Nice.
So you will see Levi in several episodes. So I'm excited about that as well, to get back in there and shake it up with the gang.
That is a gang, seriously. Like
Oh
that.
yeah,
That
Trey,
the amount of
J.D.
talent for that
Williams,
show. Yes.
Vanessa Bell Calloway, Miss Vanessa Bell Calloway, Clifton Powell. I mean, just the cast is crazy, and then the guest stars and Jasmine Karan, Keith Robinson. It's just such a full and talented cast, and then the music is fire. So that's been a treat the whole time. So
what have I would like to know your influences as far as actors. Who are your idols? Who do you look up to?
everybody from Sidney Poitier and Morgan Freeman and Uncle Denzel to I watch Meryl Streep. I study Anthony Hopkins. I watch Paul Newman and George Clooney, and I watch Jeffrey Wright and Don Cheadle and just some of everybody, not just these super popular ones, but like Giancarlo Espinosa. People that he's been in everything, and he's been stellar in everything, but some people don't even know some of these cats' names. And I watch because they make such intricate and specific choices, and I like that. So I try to learn from stuff like that. Like, okay, I need to make specific choices, and there needs to be an honest reason why, and it needs to fit into my purpose for this moment, and then that purpose for that moment needs to fit into my purpose for this whole movie or this whole act or whatever. But I try to pay attention to all of the greats, and then just kind of see what I can learn from them, not mock or copy, but just he instead of yelling right there because he's pissed off, he whispered at him. When he said something, he was, and it was scary because he was even more scary in control of the anger than letting it go and yelling at him. Choices like that. So I try to pay attention. I never want to stop learning.
That's dope. You're just mesmerizing. It's annoying.
Thank you. I just work here. I appreciate it.
So one thing that you touched on that is really important. It's like you said, you can tell that you really do love acting. Like it is a part of your life.
Oh yeah.
It's a passion for you. If you had the opportunity, who would you love to work with out of those guys? Like who's your like all-star list if you were writing your own script, which I'm sure that you're going to do.
I've done
and
already.
On casting, yes.
Who's
in that movie?
Clearly, any of the above. I mean, Don Cheadle's a monster. Love him. Jeffrey Wright, like I said, Denzel, Morgan Freeman, Bill Duke, and then on the Queen side, Miss Angela Bassett. Just working with her on 911. She's amazing. She's a class act. She is as cool and as professional as you would expect her to be. But some of the people, like I haven't been able to work with Taraji yet. That'll be dope when that happens. The Sanaz and Gabrielle Union, she's dope. I was up for something that she's in, and they went with another actor, a really dope actor. So I didn't feel no kind of way about it. But those things are coming. So, and then some of the other people, like I'd love to work with Meryl Streep and Uma Thurman and you know, it's just some people out of the pocket, so we could just do some really, really dope stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the ladies in here are about to get in your personal business. You see how
I knew that was I knew that was coming.
I know you saw the questions. I know you saw them.
I saw someone. I was peeking down there. Somebody just said I'm her future husband, and somebody else, I'm her future baby daddy.
Yes. So
Hill Harper's a good
single?
one too.
Huh?
Somebody just said Hill Harper was a good one too.
Yeah, Hill Harper is good. So are you single? Do you have a quarantine bag?
I'm not the kind of person that would have a quarantine bag. If I'm gonna date somebody, it would be pre, during, and post quarantine. Like at this age, I date with a purpose. If that makes that should make sense. So yeah, if you see me out with anybody, like it's purposeful. I'm grown. I'm 44. So like I want more. I want to be married. I want a house and a couple more kids, you know, the good stuff. So that's kind of where my mind is, and that's what I'm focused on.
So would you talk to your son about having more children, because he's you know, the only child?
Yeah, no, we've talked about it. We had to talk about it because with him being 17, I've had to have, you know, awkward discussions with him like, hey, you know, you can make a kid, you better be responsible.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. But he's a really good young man. He's smart, and he's sensible, and he's really, really like even keeled, which I didn't get that. Like I have levels and highs and lows, and he's super chill, but he would understand that as long as I'm happy, he'd be fine with that. Like his mom is engaged, and she's supposed to get married this summer, and you know, I'm happy for her. She's a good person. She deserves love and happiness. So, and I asked him about it. He's like, yeah, that's cool. She's happy. That's all I want. So he won't give me no grief about it. And I like that idea. I mean, he's almost my size. I'm 6'3", 210. You know, we walk up to the school and walk, you know, my next son or daughter into school. Ain't nobody gonna bother them. They gonna be like, you see the dad and the brother? Oh no.
Right.
Leave them alone. They big as hell over there. No? So yeah, but that's definitely, I see that in my future. It's definitely one of my prayers. When it's right, but absolutely, that's the goal.
So the ladies noticed that you did not say yes or no to being single.
I said I'm minding my own business, and I said what my goals are. That's what I said.
Okay. See,
yes.
Basically, Mr. Keys would like you guys to know that
they heard me.
His own business.
I am minding my own business, and yeah, I'll say this: if I get in a situation that ends up being engagement level, you know, and I'm not secretive. I've always been private about my business. Like if I'm single, I'm private about it. If I'm dating somebody, you'll see me out with them. I just don't believe in the advertising of something and you're not sure if this is what's gonna go 40, 50 years. Like social media, it's a lot of presentationships.
Yeah, it is.
It's a relationship, but it's more of you're presenting it so great and so glorious, and you finally get married and you spend $250,000 on a wedding that's worth about 15 grand.
Mm-hmm.
You presenting that is so magnificent, and it's not. And it's just, you know, I'd rather live in the moments, and you know, if and when I meet somebody and we vibe, we go on about our business. If we take a trip or 3 or 7, then we take a trip or 3 or 7. If you see me out, you see me out. But I don't believe in the promotion and the advertising of a situation, a friendship, a relationship, something developing, or something that's already solid, because it's messy. And then people love to attack, you know, when you're happy. They can't attack what they don't know about. So I mind my business. I ain't secretive about nothing, but I'm private, you know. Trust me, the public will know if I ever get engaged. The public will know if I ever get married. The public will know, you know, when I decide it's that time. But the public, you know, they won't know. Like if I'm single tomorrow or if I'm in love tomorrow, they won't know. It's not my priority
I think that's fair because a lot of times, especially with somebody that has a visual presence in life, like, you know, in social media and publicly, you're bringing everybody into your relationship.
Yeah.
And you really it will be kind of hard to maneuver through the intro stages of the relationship if everybody knows about it because
And
then you're
people are
constantly
mean
being critiqued on.
sometimes.
People are very
People can be
mean.
really, especially on social media.
Yes.
Oh, she too dark, or she ain't dark enough. She too short, or she too tall. Her feet big, her hands big, her hair ain't natural. Her hair is too natural. I like weave. People will tear your situation apart, and not everybody's meant or built to handle that either.
Absolutely.
You know, so there's a lot that goes with that. So I mind my business. I live. I treat people good, and yeah, and I'll leave it at that. I'm just focused on getting better daily, loving me more, and getting out of this quarantine.
I think we all want to do that. I think
yes.
Everybody is unanimous. We would just like this to be done safely and with the least amount of casualties as possible, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to ask you 2 more little fun questions, and then I'm going to let you go.
Okay, and are these some of these coming? Because there's some good ones. Hey, Miss Dana Star, it's some good ones down here. Yeah, like people like this. For perfect example, Harvest 45. They were so disrespectful with Amari's wife. Like that's you can't. I'm not married. I'm not engaged.
Yeah.
But that's his wife. That
he chose her.
That's not exactly. That's who he felt like God put here to be my helpmeet, my mate, to hold me down. They got history. So if she is vainglorious to him,
then that's
all
it.
That should matter. And they were so rude and disrespectful, and I hated that. And I know, he's a good cat, man, and I gotta know that stung, and that's part of the reason that, like I said, I keep my personal life private. But people gonna believe what they want to believe anyway. I don't. If you Google stuff, some blog got me dating some girl named Beige Fletcher.
Beige?
Yeah, Baje. She was an extra in a movie I did. Perfect combination. Y'all were talking about it when we got on here. She was an extra in that movie. Never so much as exchanged phone numbers. I don't even think we spoke. She never got a church hug from me. But 10 years later, we're still dating. Let the blogs tell it. So you can't believe everything you hear anyway. But people are mean. People are mean. Yeah.
I've been getting that all day. I learned.
Yeah. Facts.
But I mean, like you said, you have a very strong foundation, like you really strong head on your shoulders. So you know that. And a lot of people have to come to that understanding, like, later.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, everybody doesn't come to it as quickly. And 44 is like, I don't know, 24. Like 44 is young.
It's I feel 28, but at the same time, I'm looking like, okay, what do I want this next 40 years to be? Because this is gonna be my last 40 years. If I'm being honest with that guy in the mirror, I got a good 40 left, maybe 45, and then God gonna be like, all right, player, we had a good run. Now I appreciate what you did while you was down there. So at this point, I'm adulting and making adult decisions. But trust and believe, like y'all will know when I'm engaged. Y'all will know when I'm married. But if I'm, feeling things out, or you're out here, you meet people. Sometimes you date somebody for shorter term. Sometimes I've been in a couple 2 or 3 year relationships out here in LA, and you feel like they might make the distance or go the distance, and they don't. And I'm not the advertised, let's talk about it kind of person. I'm a live, love, and be happy, and I'm gonna focus on that.
So we got some serious questions. These ladies want you to know how old they are, for sure. That's important. We got, do you date women in the industry or older than you?
They don't have to be a celebrity. I would try to date somebody that can understand what my career encompasses and the requirements or the demands that are placed. Like when we get out of this quarantine, I'll be in New York filming that pilot for at least 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. And then I'll be in Atlanta, shooting Saints and Sinners. And then, you know, a couple of the weekends that I'm not shooting, I'll probably be back here in LA filming The Family Business. And then there's another writing project that I just sold my first scripted television shows, and I'm super excited about that.
Yes.
So I'll probably be, you know, moving around, dealing with that, and finishing those episodes. And so it's just, you know, it takes a special kind of woman to be able to understand that and still roll, you know. And also, you know, and I've dated somebody, you know, a couple years back, 2 weeks in, and she was like, "How come you don't post us?" I was like, "We ain't built shit yet. We've been dating for 2 weeks.
Right, I don't even know you.
Times. I'm not posting us." And the fact that you asked me that lets me know that you're not wrong for what you want, but you might be wrong for me.
Exactly.
So I was like, yeah, let me. So yeah, it's. I'm happy with who I am, but I'm not changing, you know, those parameters. It takes a special kind of woman to be able to handle that and still, you know, sign up for all that this entails.
You know what? I'm not glad about the pandemic. I'm not glad that happened, but I'm glad that you're getting a break, because what it sounds like is as soon as this ends, you're going to be super booked and busy.
Yes, and blessed. Booked, busy, and blessed. Yes.
And paid, child. Yes. Clap it up for money. Yes. But what I wanted to know is, like, you know, you have this peace of mind. You're super intellectual. You're super smart. How are you what are your self-care measures? How do you handle, I think as a Black man, we don't ask that question enough. Like, what do you do for you?
I take time. I mean, like I said, my part of my therapy session is my healing and my clear my mind. It is my workout. You know, it is my hike, or my, you know, running the stairs or whatever, getting outside, getting some sun, some fresh air. That helps me. You know, that helps me. That little rush you get after a really good workout, and it almost feels like you didn't even do anything.
Yeah.
That helps me recenter. And it also, you know, I look around, and if I'm outside, like, there's trees and mountains over here and beautiful houses and the city skyline right here. And it's just a nice reminder of what God's done. So that helps me recenter. And just holding myself accountable. I think that's a big thing, a big part of maturity. Knowing that I can't watch TV 6 or 8 hours a day, you know, during this quarantine. Like, I need to, you know, work on some stuff. I work on my Spanish. I do my piano lessons. I'll probably do another workout later. Cause like you said, I got to work, you know, I got to go to work as soon as we get out of this. So I gotta be fit, but I'll continue to do stuff to just try to get better coming out of this, so that way I don't get complacent and get comfortable, because you get comfortable and the blessings don't come in as much.
That's true. They love you in here, Mr. Keys.
I love them too. Let me say hi to some of them real fast.
Yeah, go say hi.
Ruby Red, who's in here? The Real Lori. Who else? Yeah, I'm working on Spanish. Diva, Don, Miss Danish Star. I already said hey to you. You being all my stuff. Always smiley faces. She always pull up. It's a lot of the regulars in here. I love y'all. Happily K. Something, the hair artist. It's going quick. Chris Gunther, what's going on?
Yes. That's okay, Chris.
I just want to say hey. Any more questions?
Oh yeah, you guys, ladies, I got these from the beauty supply store. They were $1.
Oh, you winning over there.
Glasses, though, I got them from Zilu, which is distributed in China. So I just got these glasses a week ago. I sprayed them and let them sit for like a day and a half, 2 days.
And I'm still, man, listen, I just got my masks from over there. And they smell terrible. So I won't be wearing these. I soaked one of them with Lysol completely.
And
let it dry, and it still smells like pesticide. And I'm so mad at them right now for the way they treat the Africans over there. They're not letting them into the restaurants to get food.
Yes.
They're not letting them in the stores to buy food. I'm so damn mad at them. And then they over here crying because
they don't like.
They're talking about the Chinese virus. And I don't think that's right. And I was defending them as well, but they treating us like crap over there, man. That's not.
Yeah.
I'm hot.
It's like us, though, you know.
Yeah.
Sometimes we got to stop being the mule of society. Like, it's really, we don't want to get too manifesto, because we probably, between the two of us, we could
Yeah.
hop on that soapbox, but
Oh yeah, ooh.
I'm
I
kind of
got
tired
some
of getting
stuff I
punched
want to
back. You know
say
what I mean?
about it, but I digress. I digress.
Yeah.
I
It's a
digress.
whole thing. Like, yeah, let's cancel. Yeah, I'm not gonna repeat that, but I feel you. Say la vie, Texas. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I want everybody to know where to. Ooh, this is the best part. Tell us what we can binge watch from you right now.
I would definitely say Saints and Sinners.
Mm-hmm.
Note to Self is out there, I believe, on Amazon Prime. And that was the first movie that I ever wrote back in '05, and we shot it with Tridescent Studios in like 2012. But that's a really dope movie. People still love that, and that's actually going to end up being my third book, Note to Self.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing it reverse. The movie is already out, but the book is going to be, for the people who love the movie, the book is going to be fire. So what else is out there? The Man at 3B is out there. The Preacher's Son is out there streaming. The sequel to that will be out soon. I'm not sure when Carl Weber's gonna release that, but the Choir Director, which is the sequel to The Preacher's Son, that'll be out sometime soon, hopefully real soon. Family Business Season 1 is streaming right now, I believe on BET or BET Plus.
Mm-hmm.
Supernatural is on Netflix, so I'm in season 13 of that. The Boys on Amazon Prime. Season 1, I'm in half of those episodes. I'm in 4 of those 8 episodes, and that's a damn good show if you like the superhero world. So it's a lot of stuff out there. 911 is on. That's streaming, and I'm in 3 or 4 of those episodes. So
Preacher's Son.
Huh?
Preacher's Son is on Netflix.
Yes.
3B, I believe, is still on Netflix.
Yes. So
yeah,
they got quite a bit, and we're trying to get them a whole bunch more. I promise.
Yes. So I want to thank you for sitting down and talking to me and our guests.
Well, thank you for having me. Definitely thank you for having me. Thank you guys for tuning in. Y.E. Davis, thank you. I'm glad you love The Boys. There is a second season for The Boys coming. Somebody just asked that.
Yes.
In Contempt is on Amazon Prime, I believe, and that's streaming. So they got 10 wonderful episodes of In Contempt. And that was one of my favorite characters ever. So
I need to watch that show. Everybody, I talked to Tobias Civilian, I want to say, last week.
Good cat.
And he was in that, and I just feel like I don't know how I even missed it. I guess.
Oh, you gotta get involved. It's a good show right there.
Yeah, I feel like it's amazing, and I gotta catch it. I'm gonna check it out this weekend.
And a black woman is the lead.
Yes. Listen, after I'm done. When you go practice piano, I'm gonna go watch that. That's what I'm doing.
Full of Contempt. It's funny, it's sexy, it's intelligent, and it's like a younger, sexier, urban version of Law and Order.
Yes.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Why did they pick that up? What happened?
I don't know. I was hoping it was gonna bring us back because we had a ball.
Can we do like one of those petitions that they did on My So-Called Life back in the '90s? Can we do that?
They did. They had tens of thousands of people who had signed saying, "Please bring it back." So I just work here. If they say they won't bring it back, then, or at least not right now, then trust me. If they call and be like, "Hey, we want to kick this back up. Let's get it." I'm with it. So it was a good show. It was well written. It was smart. And I love the fact that it showed all the beautiful sides, the dysfunction of the good side, and the beauty of the bad side, and the quirks and the mistakes and the flaws. It just showed, real life. I liked it. So
nice. So everybody that's here, if you're not a regular to Christian Keys or my page or Sheen Magazine, take your beautiful selves over to all of those Instagram pages and follow them because we love to have you.
And I only have 3 pages. My Instagram
only 3?
And my Twitter are both my name, at Christian Keys. Christian, ChristianKeyes. And my only Facebook page is facebook.com/actor Christian Keys. Everything else, if it's not verified, if it doesn't have a blue check, it's a fake page. So there's a lot of catfish pages on Instagram right now.
I follow you. I catch all your Dominican accents and all the accents you be doing on the lives.
I
I'm like,
like it.
yes.
I need to work on it. I got to get my. I look Cuban right now, so I might as well go ahead and get some kind of Cubano accent.
Yeah, it's cute. Work on it.
I'm
I'll
gonna
be
work on
there
it.
watching.
I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna work on it. But thank you for having me very
My
much.
pleasure. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you guys for joining. We have one more interview today. It's going to be our cover story, so it's going to be a big deal. Comes on, I believe, at 6:30. So everybody, thank you so much for being diligent. They've been on all day.
I love them, and I'm seeing familiar faces, and I'm seeing new faces. So I'm here for it. Sunday afternoon, probably I'll post about it, but Sunday afternoon, probably 4 or 5 p.m. I'm gonna go live. I'm gonna bring in a couple familiar faces again. Last week, Mekhi Brooks, stopped by, and he's in a bunch of stuff. They know him from The Game, True Blood, Supergirl, the new Mortal Kombat movie. But this coming week, I got a couple surprises as well. But y'all pull on up this Sunday. I'm gonna pull some of y'all in so I can have a toast with y'all to good health and sip a little red wine with some of the people who actually watch. And then we'll listen to some good music, maybe do some singing and have a guest or two.
Good. Oh, right before I go, Cabral Briati, that's my homegirl. She's one of my journalist partners. She said she met you in Chicago. You were like super busy. I want to say it might have been Black Expo or something. And she got a photo with you, but you were so nice. So
her name is Cabral?
Yes, Cabral Briati.
Thank you, Cabral. I appreciate it. If I'd had more time, I'd have gave you more time. I promise.
There you go. See? Everybody's happy. Thank you so much, Mr. Keys. Have a wonderful day. Please be safe. We will see you Sunday on Instagram.
See you Sunday. Y'all have a good one.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.